Today we're doing an E30 tune on the Focus ST. Get a little more power out of it. You can do that with these cars with no mods. You can do your basic bolt-ons and do an E30 mix. Now what that means is we want 30% of the tank ethanol, and that's it. That's the max you want to run or try and get to for these cars. And so what you do is on your phone, you download an app that's an E85 calculator, and then you plug in all your numbers. So you have to plug in, you know, how much is in your tank, 50%, 25%, is it almost empty, is it full? You plug in how big is your tank, so I look up Focus ST, they're 12.4 gallons, so I just put in 50%, 12.4 gallons. What ethanol percentage is the pump that you're at for the 91 or the 93, wherever you're at, and then ask what's the percentage of the ethanol at the actual ethanol pump that we're about to go to as the second gas station. And then from there, you can plug in the numbers and it shoots out like, oh, you need to put 1.94 gallons when you have half a tank of 91. So it pretty much tells you how to do everything. That's what we're doing today for the first time. And we're gonna be doing polls on the freeway to send to Alan when we're data logging on our cob access port to like let him look at all the numbers so he can get this thing tuned right and we can crank up the boost and let this thing rip. 91 first. Here it is. Drove right by it. Go inside and pay, please. Alright. Gas tank size 12.4. We got 10% at our 91, which is regular, and then ethanol percentage at this pump. I just went inside and asked. They said it's definitely 85 right now. And they said we want to do the target ethanol mix 30, and then the current ethanol mix is 0, and we have about, you know, like 53% of the tank full. So we need to add 4.18 gallons of ethanol and 1.64 gallons to get it to the full mark, is what I'm thinking. It's telling me why it's saying to add pump gas. I prepaid inside for 4 gallons. This is the first. Oh. Now I need to add 1.5 gallons basically of 91. Yeah, we're maxed out. It was a half gallon off from 91 being full on it, so hopefully this mix will do. Went back and looked at the email. We're gonna do 15 or 20 minutes of driving and then switch from slot 1 to slot 3 on our E-tune that Alan gave me from Edge Autosport, and then we'll do a third gear wide open pull from 2,500 RPM all the way to about 6,000. So let's cruise around for a little bit before we switch over. About 15 to 20 minutes. I'm gonna hit third gear, slow down, get our data logging on. I'm gonna go to cancel. I'm gonna go to slot 3. All right, 2,500 RPM. Floor it. Got our next map from Alan over at Edge. Gonna go ahead and plug it back in. We got 1 extra pound of boost. Instead of 21, we made 22. Now I'm gonna send this back to Alan. Nighttime now, but we're putting on version 6 of the tune with the iPhone right now. Data logging on, getting on the freeway. All right, 2,500, floor it. Send this to Alan now. I just realized that I was on slot 1. I should have been on slot 3, so I'm gonna go back and do those pulls again. Mega facepalm. Whenever you reset the tune for the new map, it resets it to 1, so you have to put it on 3. Next part of the process is to see how much power it makes, and we are at Goodspeed Performance Marin Super on the dyno. Cody's helping me unstrap the thing. We're gonna back it off and throw the SD on. That it? Straps are on.
Yeah, you can tighten those front ones now.
Alright. Like really tight?
Yeah, pretty tight, for sure.
Seems tight. What is that for?
RPM signal for the dyno.
Next pull, we have the charge air temp in the top right corner of the access port. Watch how much that rises, and then John's gonna talk more about in detail why you should pay attention to that and what it does when it goes up so high. So when we get the new intercooler, we'll see how much it does not go up. But this is an extreme heat-soaked situation you're about to witness, and why it happens and what happens.
So what we just did there is we did a dyno pull, and we ran into red line. We started off about 79 or 80 degrees Fahrenheit, and as the video shows, you can see how quickly the air intake temperature rises. For every degree it goes up, the ECU will compensate by pulling boost and timing to save the engine. So I think we got up to 165 or 170 degrees that time. By the time you're up to those kind of air intake temperatures, because of the stock intercooler's inefficiency, your ECU is pulling probably maximum timing, and it's pulling a significant amount of boost to try and save the engine from detonating. So by having a stock intercooler that can't handle the extra boost and it can't scrub that much heat, you're losing an immense amount of horsepower. By putting a larger intercooler that's going to take more heat out and lower your air intake temperatures, it's going to allow the ECU to add max timing and add max boost to get the maximum amount of power that your tune was designed for. That the ambient air temperature in the room is only 68 degrees. Because people want to, it makes a big difference on You know, if it was 100 degrees in here, then okay, but it's only 68 degrees in here, and it's climbing that, you know, because otherwise some people might be like, 68 degrees is a perfect temperature to do this kind of a comparison.
All right, so there we have it. We got about 273 horsepower, I think it said, but every time it got a little hotter, it dropped like 5 horsepower. So heat soak is real with these cars. I'm excited to see what the CPE front mount intercooler does next, and we'll get it back on the dyno. This is an E30 tune with the callus downpipe, AWE track edition exhaust, loudest setup you can get. It's ear piercing. Other than that, it's pretty much all the power mods. I have a K&N intake filter, and these cars are pretty quick. They have a lot of torque, and power comes on strong quick, but I'm excited to see the far end of the dyno chart kind of go up a little bit and see what kind of power it makes. If you enjoyed this video, click the playlist on the screen. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.